are the I forgot which anniversary it is. The 8-year anniversary. That was it. The 8-year anniversary. A lot of our music comes from people called Bensound. Bensound people, they actually write and do their own version, their own interpretations of some of their music, and they allow us, people such as us, non-profit organisations, and boy are we non-profit, to use their music for free. And it's very good of them, actually, because some of the music is very good, but it's never be heard on the popular radio stations. So we play them in the hope that you'll like this music, and that it'll get to you and be soothing for you, and that you'll recognise its rare and different character. Banks. I looked up. I got so angry with the banks yesterday. They really they don't. The people in them don't show much initiative at all. If the computer won't do it, to hell with it. And I think that's the wrong way for banks to behave. But they're not people oriented. Nobody makes a decision. They tap into a computer to see whether somebody somewhere with a program will let them do certain things. Well, one size doesn't fit all, and it's just become a nonsense. I've lost complete note of faith in banks to be able to do either the right and decent thing or even to be helpful. And I was so incensed when I started to think about it yesterday that what I did was I actually looked up where we were on legislation that protects the small to medium enterprise, the sort of thing that stops the banks bullying these small SMEs, that stops large organisations from delaying their payment in some cases 120 days, which is outrageous. Bankruptcy is bound to follow. When you've got bills to pay and you haven't got the money but you've earned it, it's a pretty rough situation. But you know what? There was some talk of legislation, I think the Green Paper raised in 2013, and it was certain measures to protect and help flourish the SMEs. Now, if I tell you, and this will be a big surprise, I think, if I tell you that 80% of the EU economy is made up of small to medium-sized enterprises, you'll understand just how important people like us are. But does the powers that be protect that? No, they don't. There is a very stiff financial act that governs the way that banks can and cannot operate, and it's all to do with them getting money and being able to ding you if you're late and all the rest of it. And there is no such legislation, no such regulation to protect the small businessman. Well, this 2013 Green Paper has, in 2018, has sort of got a bit further, but now we're back into let's have lots of consultation. By the time we've finished it, I'm going to be an old man in my grave before it becomes any use to me. And yet I'm probably a prime example of where I do need some legislative protection. Am I going to get it? No, the big boys will get it. We're not going to get it. Bit weary this morning. Probably hear it in my voice. Have no idea why. Perhaps it's because I've got more balls in the air than you can count a stick at, and I'm bound to drop a couple of them. But let's then go back to the usual. I just mentioned Bensound. Let's go higher with them, shall we? Let's go higher. going higher from Bensound. Right, one or two other things to talk about. We asked you last week about a new road project which was hitting the headlines because, as usual, it involves local councils, and it was done secretly, or the concept was done secretly, and now they're asking the government for a few million to get this road project, which is to widen or install a new superhighway between Lewes and Eastbourne. Generally speaking, I think it was anticipated, the feeling was, because of the natter in the pubs and the clubs and so on and so forth, is that people would be against it. Well, our survey, not that it's definitive, but we had quite a big response from people. It's about 50-50. Some want it, some don't. Those who don't are quite vehement because it's going to alter ancient landscapes. It's going to alter some of the beautiful things in that area around Bellingham, which are not only historic, but they're lovely to look at. But half of you want it and half of you don't. And I think it's probably those who were looking for a little bit of an indication to start objections is we've got to go back to the drawing board. It doesn't look as if it's going to it doesn't look as if it's going to transpire from people objecting to this road going through. Well, not all of them anyway. So if you've got a 50-50 split, as any government will always leap onto the 50% which says yes and agrees with them. Cabinet. I reiterate my call for we don't have to have cabinet governments. We don't have to have expansion. It doesn't save money, according to a new set of experts. We don't have to have a lot of things that have been happening and very controversial. So perhaps it's time for a rethink. Cabinet government is government by the few. And that's not what democracy is all about. And while a number of politicians, career politicians, would say, don't listen to the people, they don't know what they're talking about. We're the people that understand. I'm astonished to see I was going to say my dear pal. He's not a dear pal at all. Don't know him from Adam, except that he's an MP. Is Ken Clarke waxing lyrical in the House of Commons, saying, don't listen to the people, they don't know what they're doing. Only we, at the centre of things, know what we're doing. And of course, when I passed that on to some of my friends, they guffawed and thought that it was absolutely hilarious. All right, let's have I think what we'll do is we'll let's see if we can find. Yes, there's Skywalker. Shall we have Skywalker, or can we find something else? September from Dandelion Charm.
Take good care of all you see and do.
Well, Dandelion Charm. And there was an article in one of the local newspapers where they're headlining an act or a concert somewhere in the near future, and good for them. But it predicts what I've been predicting is these people are set for real fame. They are very, very talented. They're out of New Haven. Need all the support they can get from those of us in East Sussex. I'm sorry if I'm a bit itty-bitty this morning. My mind was really concentrated on what's happening in Lewes District Council and how we can continue to try and uproot them. And it's not my job to tell you to throw them out. What I am saying is that we need to bring good governance back, and the way to do that is to make sure we exercise our vote and that we ask for change from those inside the Lewes District Council. Till tomorrow, toodle pip. I think toodle pip anyway. we'll there we go. See you tomorrow.